Jordan.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to repeat my announcement just for the record. This meeting is being recorded and the recording is available on our website, www.jeffreyspoint.org. It is hosted on YouTube, but it is not publicly searchable on YouTube. You are not required to keep your camera on, have your name displayed, or have your voice be recorded. All of those things are at your discretion. My name is Margaret. We've just introduced ourselves, but I'll just say that I'm glad to see everyone here this evening, and we appreciate you joining us. We have a couple of announcements to get through. First of all, the board would like to say congratulations to BPS parents, students, staff, and teachers for a great return to school this week. I'm so sorry summer ended abruptly on Thursday for so many people, but thank you for all of your hard work and a great school year to come. And also congratulations to the residents on both Everett Street and Haynes Street. Both of them this past summer had amazing block parties. Both of them were a great time, very well attended, and we hope that everyone was able to enjoy them and meet other residents and make friends. There's a lot of events coming up in the next few weeks. Tomorrow evening from 5 to 7 p.m., the Chamber of Commerce is holding an Indian Summer Ice Cream Social at A&L Bakery on Sumner Street. It is open to all, but we encourage you to learn more on the Chamber of Commerce website. Also tomorrow evening from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. at Pierce Park, Massport is holding a welcome event for the new Massport CEO. We will extend an invitation to the Massport CEO to address us and learn more about who they are and their vision for Massport. But that may take a few months, so people can still join the introduction. This weekend, on Sunday, September 15th, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. is Open Streets in East Boston. Parts of Meridian Street will be closed to traffic, or vehicular traffic, I should say. Pedestrian and bike traffic is welcome. We encourage you to look online for more information and an exact map, as this will disrupt transportation throughout East Boston. Josh is gonna make an announcement about the soup kitchen, for who he is also a board member. Josh?
So yeah, very, very exciting time for this soup kitchen. As you know, it's a big part of our community. So we're about 1 week away from doing our Under the Sea Gala. So that's this year's event is going to be even more unforgettable. Last year we did it at the Jeffreys, not the Jeffreys Point Yacht Club, the East Boston Yacht Club, near Constitution. That was an amazing time. So this time we're going to even have more music, amazing food, and endless opportunities for a great time, and really being able to recognize some of the work that everybody's done and the donations given. So your support is directly going to be able to help out those in our community that are most needy. Every bid, every raffle ticket is going to go towards that, and we have some great raffle options available, both small and large, so it'll be exciting. That's going to be September 14th, Saturday, September 14th. Okay.
Thank you.
Yep, September 15th and September 14th at the Pavilion at the Hyatt Regency. So if you have some time, be able to go online and get some tickets so you can have a great time this weekend. Yeah.
Thank you, Josh. And just as a reminder, the soup kitchen is on Paris Street and offers free meals on Tuesdays, lunch and dinner, and it is open to anyone. There is no barrier to entry. So your support at a fundraiser like this will help ensure that continues being possible. Also, the city is offering $250 grants in support of Halloween block parties this fall. I don't know what requirements are to apply, but I can tell you that the deadline to apply is September 21st. If you search on the boston.gov website under the transportation department, you can find out more information. As many people know, Webster Street was closed because a resident applied last year, and it was viewed positively by a great number of people who really appreciated the safety, especially the safety for kids. Just a quick reminder that later on in this meeting, we are going to have the candidates for the JPNA board open seats introduce themselves. The vote will be conducted after the meeting through email, but we will have we will have those who are running participate and introduce themselves. Next up on our agenda, we have the police, and I saw him just a second ago. I just saw Officer Santolo a moment ago. If Officer Santolo, if you could turn on your camera. Or Officer Alvarez, I see you here too. My things keep moving around. I don't know why. But you're welcome to take yourselves off mute and turn on your cameras and present this evening.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm company of Officer Mosley. And the first incident that we have to report on Tuesday, September 3rd, we had a shot fired incident. Our officers responded to 35 Lewis Street for a report of numerous gunshots. And upon arrival, they discovered that ballistic evidence at the rear of 113 Sumner. Also, rounds were shot at 1 Lisbon Street, and also additional vehicles that were hit by ballistic damage: a Nissan Altima, a Toyota Highlander, Toyota RAV4, and Volkswagen Jetta. Our officers came to the whole area, and they weren't able to find anything, a victim or a suspect, for that matter. That's still under investigation. That's the major check that we had in that area. Other incidents to report: we had a stolen motor vehicle out of 75 Layden Street. Officer responded to that address, spoke to the caller, and they said that they parked the car at 5 a.m. And the next day, the vehicle was stolen. We have a stolen package, a walk-in report. Victim committed to the police station report. They ordered a dress for $300 and verification that the package had been delivered, and but we never received it. It was stolen. We have a motor vehicle traffic offense. While on patrol, our officers discovered a random queried a vehicle and resulted that the vehicle had a revoked registration. So that operator was stopped. The vehicle was towed, and the operator was dismissed. Another large motor vehicle.
I'm sorry, Officer Alvarez, you
Yes.
keep getting cut off. Like you keep coming in and out.
I'll bring it closer. Okay, we have another incident at 84 Maverick Street. This is another walk-in report. A caller comes into the station to report that she parked her vehicle at 9 p.m. and next morning around 6:30, while getting ready to go to work, went into her vehicle and discovered that her laptop computer had been stolen from the vehicle. And just like we all know, don't leave any valuables in the vehicle and packages, which is still an ongoing issue. And that's all we have for the report for now. And is everyone aware that we have open streets on Sunday? So plan accordingly, because traffic is going to be a little messy. And also, we have another event on a Saturday. It's a Viva Mexico, and that's going to be on Border Street from Lexington to South Saratoga Street. So that part of the street is be blocked. So if you need to go to shops, plan accordingly. You have to go around, because that part of the district is going to be heavily trafficked. And that's what we have for now.
I was on mute. I apologize. How did we do this summer in terms of comparing percentages of violent crime to this year to last year? I know.
Yeah, we did very good. We're still 9% down.
From 12%.
From 12%.
Yeah, 9% from 12%.
So we're down to key. So things are moving in the right direction for us, which is a blessing.
Wonderful.
That's excellent. Thank you. Do we have any questions?
No, but I have an announcement to make after this. So.
Okay. Okay, if we don't have any questions, oh, actually, you know what? I'd like to throw out a thank you to the police. The JPNA did two summer movies this year at Brophy Park. We did one in July and one in August. Both were very popular with at least 100 residents at each. And at both of them, we were able to get the police ice cream truck. So that added to the popularity of the event. And they were also able to stop a number of people just walking by and make a connection with them. So thank you, officers. Your community liaison person was very helpful when I would call and say, hey, we need the truck on this date. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
You're welcome. Hopefully we can do it next year again.
Yes,
Yes, thank you.
absolutely.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, Maverick Landing collab works perfectly for that. So yeah, if we can keep doing it, do it.
Absolutely. Maverick Landing helped make it possible. So we appreciate that. Josh, what's your announcement?
Okay, yeah, since I didn't see Marshall on, a lot of residents wanted to make sure that I said that the Shipyard plans to hold a Butters meeting to discuss remediation of Building 17 prior to its demolition. This building is known to have lead, asbestos, and other toxic materials. More detailed project description can be found on the Conservation Commission filing. I can show the link in the chat, but that Butters meeting is also on tomorrow from 7 to 8:30 at the East Boston Shipyard at Akai Naturals patio.
Okay, I am hopeful that Marshall. I'm very hopeful that Marshall's just a couple minutes late because I do suspect people will have questions. And the Shipyard is actually planning several meetings for this month. So hopefully he'll be here in just a couple of minutes and we'll be able to ask him additional questions.
Yes.
So up next, many people may have heard this summer we received a new liaison from the mayor's office, Roberto Gomez. We're going to take just a couple minutes now to ask Roberto to introduce himself, tell us a little bit about where he joins us from, and maybe tell us a little bit about some of the things going on in the city and how we can all be better informed about them. Go ahead, Roberto.
Thank you. I just want to make sure everyone can hear me. I'm in my car. Just left. Great. All right. I'm leaving one civic meeting now, joining another one. Hello, everyone. I can see some names on the participants who are, close friends. And before I say hi to these people, I first want to thank all the officers from A7. They were present here at this other meeting as well. They worked very hard, as we all know, and they definitely are always reliable when it comes to keeping us safe and bringing ice cream to the events. So we really appreciate them. And thank you for the updates, Margaret and Josh, on the upcoming events that are coming up. But for everybody else who doesn't know me, my name is Roberto Gomez. My first home, Margaret knows this, was at Jeffreys Point. You all know how to party there. It's a wonderful, wonderful community. Everyone's close. I met many of you at the Sam Adams Schoolyard when it was abandoned during COVID. I rehabbed the space, joined Eastie Farm, then with Tree Eastie, was part of Zoomix as well. So was bouncing back and forth between the community organizations, and then now ended up here with the ONS team, which is the Office of Neighborhood Services. And I'm now the new East Boston liaison, replacing Mela Gomez. We're not related, but coincidentally have the same name. If you have any questions, concerns, please do let me know. I always try to answer. And if I don't, I will get back to you, I promise. I will leave my phone and number, and Margaret, feel free, or Josh, to share with anybody else. I've already been getting calls from people who are in your neighborhood and addressing real concerns. And the update as far as what the city is doing, we had a community leader convo, and it was a selected handful of groups. We specifically approached Margaret to participate in this discussion. It's not that we didn't include others. We just wanted to have a census and of a collected sense of what's happening. And thank you, Margaret, for the input. Feel free to share what you brought up. We sent you an email with some of the detailed things we went over that can be shared as well. We will hear other things and address other things in the near future. I'm here to elevate your voices. So please, reach out. But thank you, Mario, for giving us not just, um, current situations are happening, but also a pathway of solutions. So we really appreciate the collaborative effort and input you gave us. So thank you everyone for having me here. I will see you all very soon.
Thank you, Roberto. Could you just remind everybody how to sign up for your newsletter if they don't already know? And if you could put your contact information in the chat, we'll make sure to share that with everybody.
Yes, yeah, great question. Thank you. And pardon the absence on the social media. The transition period has been a little bit longer than anticipated. I just finished my full training, so we'll be now on social media on the platform like Instagram, Twitter, and of course, these still relies on Facebook, and I'm part of that myself, and WhatsApp as well. But the newsletter, I will add it to the chat. For everybody else, if you go to the ONS Boston.gov, you'll see me. And on the bottom of my profile, we'll have all my information for you to get in contact with me. But I'll post the newsletter link here on the chat. Thank you.
And then I don't mean to put you on the spot, Roberto. I'm asking you a couple questions. But are there any other events in the next couple of weeks that we haven't mentioned? I focused on the next 2 weeks, but I'm sure that there are things further out that we didn't bring up.
There's lots of events. I will be adding many of them on the newsletter, but for those of you who may not get it or sign up in time, I promise to put a little blurt on my Instagram and also email Margaret as well. But what is happening here, which we have the Friends of the Mary Ellen Welsh Greenway, Chica Fuego, and the Gringos is a concert coming up. Last week, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe shortly after that, Dennis Sullivan from Jeffreys Point was out there with Corey and Sonia and this wonderful saxophone player. I apologize for not remembering his name. But that was a great event that happened, and we're continuing that effort and kind of meeting in the middle, we could say, and enjoying some music in the neighborhood. So this one coming up is September 21st from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Bourbon Street Amphitheater. And then there is also Save the Harbor and Metropolitan Beaches Commission climate workshop as well. And then there's the SaveTheHarbor.org. If you go onto the website, there's a trip to George's Island, 9:15, and another one 9:29, and then the last one at 10 October 6th. So these will go out there. I will put all these. And again, if you're wondering about events, you could always also call, email me. I'm very accessible at all times. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Roberto. We really appreciate it. I apologize, everyone. One of the things that we were in the habit of doing for a long time was introducing the representatives for our elected officials who join us at meetings. And we unfortunately did not do that this evening. I see that we have Sebastian Parra from Councilor Gigi Coletta's office is here. I see that we have Marcela Lopez Romero from State Representative Adrian Madaro's office. I see that we have Indus Johnson from City Councilor at Large Henry Santana's office. Is there anyone else that I'm missing? I'm several pages to flip through here. So and of course, Roberto, who you just heard from is from the mayor's office. If there are any other elected officials, representatives that are here this evening who I did not recognize, please let me know. Okay. So next up on our agenda is the Marginal Street Shipyard is going to give us an update on some of their upcoming meetings. Marshall Greenland, who is here, is going to provide us with some background and hopefully answer a few questions. Before you got here, Marshall, we had a bunch of questions in the chat and we were asked to share the link to the Conservation Commission report about the Building 17. So just so you know, that's been done, but Marshall, feel free to unmute yourself and change your screen. And we look forward to hearing what's going on this month.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. I'm trying to get my video working, but I'll go with this for now. Yeah. So hi everyone. We're having a couple meetings this month. That we've sent some information out for, but so tomorrow night, we're having a meeting at the shipyard, for the remediation of Building 17. That meeting will be on the patio of the new restaurant, Aloe Natural, at 7 p.m. And then the following night, the 11th, we'll be doing a water tour for something we had just discussed, I think, mentioned to a few people over the past 6 months or so, just an opportunity to kind of see some of the infrastructure and repairs that the shipyard's in need of, and really, we know that a lot of people only see it from the land side, so I think that might help if people who have questions about some of the infrastructure work that we need to conduct. That'll be, I know we sent some flyers and ads out for that. That's I believe at 5:30 on the 11th. We'll be meeting at the Down East Cider Garden and doing the tour on a red top water taxi. We'll also, if we have time, we're going to try and go over to Charlestown as well to show what a similar project that we've done that was a site that was pretty much condemned, and that we developed a few years back. So then the last meeting that we're going to hold this month will be the 25th, September 25th. We haven't set a hard time for that yet, but we will. We'll send it out to everyone. I believe, Margaret, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's in place of the planning and zoning meeting, or will be. But I don't want to say that if you're still holding the planning and zoning meeting. But so the 25th will be at the ICA, and we'll use that as an opportunity to answer any questions about the demolition of Building 17, and the boring work that we're hoping to conduct this fall. So a couple things going on, and those are the 3 meetings at the shipyard that all are welcome to attend. I think we'll definitely send out another notice tomorrow, and then send out updates on the 25th when I'm certain about the time that'll be at the ICA.
Do people need to register for any of these, or they or they're open to the public, be there at the meeting time and it's fine?
The only one that we had sent out a registration for is the boat tour, because we needed numbers on that to know what the attendance was going to be.
Is it too late to register? Like, could we put the registration here in the chat if people are interested, or it's full and, or it's full at this time?
It's, I'll have to ask. I think there might be a few spots left. So I can talk to Macy, our marketing manager, who's managing that link after this call, and double check, and if there's, I believe there's a few spots left. So I'll confirm that and then we can repost the link. You're welcome to post it. I think it's, Margaret, it's set to automatically shut off whenever it hits the limit for the boats.
Okay, where did you post the link online? Like, did you do it on our Facebook page, on your website?
Both, and then we had included it in the last meeting that we had as well.
Okay. Okay. But the email, pardon me, the meeting on the 25th at the ICA is open to everyone. You do not need to register, confirm that you're attending, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And when you have the time confirmed for that, you will let us know and we will post it on our social media. It'll go on our Facebook page, and then if you could put the webpage in the chat, or like where they should look online to confirm or look for information about meetings, that would be very helpful. We'll share it with everyone.
Okay.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll get that time. We'll have that this week, Margaret. So we'll follow up with you when we have that confirmed for the
Okay.
25th. Yeah.
Are there questions in the chat, Josh?
Yeah. So let me pull. Okay, so I just want to. Somebody did ask and just wanted to make sure they understood. There's to be. You said remediation of building 17, and that there's been words like demolition kind of around. Is that which one is it?
Well, we will remediate the building before we demolish it. So the meeting tomorrow night was to address any questions on the remediation, specifically with abutters, but anyone's welcome to come. We knew that there were questions for people on Webster and direct neighbors and all that. So tomorrow we'll be specifically talking about remediation, and the 25th will be about demolition.
Got it. And I just, because that was one person's question, wanted to respect. Mary does have her hand open up. Is she allowed to speak, or should she just go ahead and type it in?
I mean, she's a direct abutter. So I mean, if we get too far, if it gets too late, we'd probably put people in the chat just so we can move along. But Mary does have her hand up, and she is a direct abutter. So Mary, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I just cut and pasted into the chat real quick. So Marshall, I just wanted to say thank you. I think we had a really productive meeting with a few folks from the area and JPNA board members, Margaret and Josh, who were both there back in June, where you discussed the plans for the geotechnical drilling and the pit excavations that you just alluded to. Are you still planning on doing the borehole drilling first and testing those boreholes for toxins before proceeding to the open pit excavations? That's one of the things we discussed in that meeting in June. And then when is this geotechnical work planned to start?
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, and to your first question, and we had discussed because there are some areas of the site that had not been tested for those soils, that when we do the borings, we would take samples so that we can test them in the event that we need to excavate. So yes, we're still planning on doing that. We don't have a hard date other than to say this fall. So our hope would be October, mid-October. But we're we're at the mercy of the schedule of these drillers. So, and then of course the other schedule being winter. So we're hoping to get it done this fall, pushing for October.
And the follow-up, will the results of the testing for toxins be made public?
I can get an answer for that. I don't know, what we haven't discussed how that'll work. So
Okay. Well, thanks so much. And I thought the meeting in June was real productive, and I'm glad that you're going to be doing the borehole drilling first.
absolutely, yes, and I agree. It was a great meeting, and we're happy to do it anytime with anyone.
Okay,
You?
Josh.
Yep. So the follow-up question is, well, it's not a follow-up question, but another question is, who are the people affected by building 4 yet to be built? Because it does not seem to include the east end street level families, and in what way are they affected financially?
Can you read that again? I didn't understand I kind of missed the first part.
Yeah, he's just saying who is particularly affected by the building 4 to be built, the larger building to be built.
You know, I don't know in what way affected how, but I mean, this is I'm happy to just discuss those buildings with anyone. I don't think that um that's a kind of open-ended question. So I mean, we were really just wanted to talk about the meetings we have upcoming, and if we get into building 4 questions, we'll go all night on this, which is fine. But I don't think this is probably the meeting for that.
Yeah. So I did recommend to this person that they attend tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah. Great.
So they can be a little bit more specific there, or get a better answer.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yep. And for everybody, I will just go ahead and post all of the meeting dates just so everybody has them in the chat. So
Okay. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Marshall. Just a quick reminder to also include, Marshall, if you could post the website where
Yes.
you post information about meetings and everything. If you could throw that in the chat, and Josh will share that with everyone, that'd be very helpful.
Great. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
So now we get to have a little bit of fun with this meeting. Although the person that we're going to honor is going to be super embarrassed about it. We currently have one open seat on the JPNA board, and we are going to have another very soon because Susan Wong, who has been a wonderful board member since 2021, is stepping down, which is totally okay. We will miss her, but she's done 2 rounds. She did her bit. So we'd like to take a couple minutes to just recognize her and her hard work. I'm going to ask Marcela Lopez Romero, who is from State Rep Adrian Mataro's office, to kick off. We are not in person, so we cannot present her with citations in person. But they will be mailed to you. I have received assurances. So Marcela, I'll let you start off, and we'll ask a few other people, and then we will move on to the election. But Marcela.
Hello, everyone. Hopefully everyone can hear me fine. Okay, good. So, imagine the citations here. I'm so sorry I don't have it in person. We've been kind of scattered working remotely and in person. So imagine there's like a beautiful citation here with more flowery language than I can deliver, but it's just a big thank you to you, Susan, for your 5 years of service as a JPNA board member. Incredible. Susan has been amazing. I've only known you for about a year, maybe, in terms of meetings, but I've heard from my coworkers that you're great, that you've been incredible at keeping the community connected, that you've managed to juggle both your professional life and your responsibilities as a board member. It's incredible the work that you've done in giving back to the community that you live in. It's so inspirational. And I just want to say a big thank you from the rep's office, and I'm sure from everybody here, for your ability to maintain an active forum for community engagement in this space. So your work's incredible. Thank you so much for all you've done. And I hope maybe I'm excited to see what's next for you in terms of community engagement, but that's all I've got.
You hear that, Susan? They're already trying to decide what board they're going to get you on next. Once you get on, you never get off. I'm gonna throw it very briefly to Sebastian Para at from City Councilor Coletta's office to just to give some recognition as well. Sebastian, go ahead. You can take yourself off mute.
Hello, everyone. This is Sebastian Para, the Boston Liaison for City Council Gabriela Coletta Zapata. Susan, I just want to start by saying thank you so much for all your service and congratulations for everything that you've accomplished. And we have this citation here that we're gonna make sure to mail to your house. And it reads, City of Boston in City Council, official resolution, be resolved that the Boston City Council extends its congratulations to Susan Huang in recognition of her service and commitment to Jeffries Point Neighborhood Association and to East Boston. And this is in the books, this is in the history. You can find your name at City Hall and you'll be able to see your name in there. The councilor specifically wanted to mention that you've been a great advocate as it relates to Boston Public Schools, and you've been a fierce fighter for your neighborhood and your community. Thank you so much for everything you've done.
So I would like to throw my thanks in there as well, as I'm sure all of our other board members. I would like to point out that Susan for some time has had an incredibly difficult and completely thankless job of managing all of our planning and zoning projects, of keeping them registered, staying on top of all the developers to make sure that we stay informed and aware of what's going on. And it is, let me just say, I'm really grateful she did it. Okay. Really grateful. So Susan, thank you very much. We are sorry that you're not going to be on the board, but you are always welcome. And, you know, hopefully you'll continue to attend events and we can continue hear how things are going. And if anybody would like to support the McKay School, Susan would love to give you some ideas on how you can do that.
Okay.
So unfortunately, because Susan is leaving, we do have several seats open. We started announcing back in June, and then we announced again in July at our in-person potluck that this election would be happening. We are hopeful that there are people who are interested. So if you are interested in running for a seat, please put your name in the chat and we will call on you. The way this process works is we will ask you this evening to speak for just a minute or two, talking about your background, what you're interested in, so that people have an idea of who you are. Then this weekend, this week on Wednesday, you will receive a ballot, an online ballot to vote. It will go to the email address you registered to get to this meeting. The email address you used to register is the email that will receive the ballot. If you do not see the ballot in your inbox, please check your spam box. 95% of the time, that is where people find them. If you do not receive a ballot and believe that this is an error, please email us at board@jeffriespoint.org. Voting will close on Friday. I'd have to look up what date that is, but voting closes on Friday at 5 p.m. Late votes are not accepted. But as I said, this is our only vote this month, although we will be hearing from Santa Fe Grill in a little bit. They will be presenting this month and next month, and we will vote on their project next month. But Josh is handling the chat, so I will ask Josh, is there anybody who we should have speak?
I don't see anybody. I'm just going to wait for people to post it or not, but I haven't seen anything yet.
As we are not being overwhelmed, if you would like to take yourself off chat and introduce yourself, if you're interested in running, that is acceptable as well. You're breaking my heart, people. You're breaking my heart. Thank you, Marcella. Marcella had a like, oh, I feel bad. Okay. If the spots that we have open are not filled this month, we will hold an election again next month. So if you or someone you know is interested in joining the board, you are welcome to contact the board at board@jeffriespoint.org, but you are not required. You may simply announce at the next meeting that you would like to run, and we will continue on with the process of the election. While we move on to the next item on the agenda, if you change your mind Please throw it in the chat and we will have you present after Derek Small with Santa Fe Grill and have you talk at that time. Again, if nobody runs, you will not receive an email this Wednesday and voting will not close on Friday because there's nobody running. But we will keep the chat open and anybody is allowed to submit there if they are interested. With that said, I'm going to move on to the last agenda item. This is Santa Fe Grill, represented by Derek Small. This is the first of two meetings, as this is a change in zoning / licensure. The proposal is to add outdoor seating on the rear deck of the restaurant and legalize takeout. So I will turn it over to Derek. Derek?
Yes, thank you, Margaret. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me. My name is Derek Small, and I'm a zoning and licensing attorney here in the city of Boston. And today we're here to have a discussion with regard to 303 Summer Street, which is the location of Santa Fe Burrito Grill. The grill is currently existing and it is currently in operation. The hours of operation are 11:30 to 10 p.m. And what we're seeking is to do outdoor seating on the rear deck and to actually legalize the takeout use or the takeout portion of the business. Again, it's up and running and it's in existence now. If you allow me to share my screen, I can pull up the floor plans to show folks the outdoor deck, the rear deck. Is that possible?
Yeah, I believe you can share your screen on your side.
Okay. So if everyone can see, we're referred to Santa Fe Burrito Grill, which is located at 303 Summer Street. And so currently, the existing floor plan is this. You enter where my cursor is on the right at 303 Sumner. You can make your way to the back, and the patio seating is in the rear of the property as shown on that plan. This is the plan of the proposed first floor and patio seating in the rear of the property. We're proposing either like 4 or 5 tables in the rear of the property for the outdoor seating. And that's what we're proposing. The zoning subdistrict here is the EBR 3, as we do have 2 units, residential units above the property. And the new zoning in East Boston under the EBR 3 allows for retail services and cafes and restaurants at the ground level. Again, it's pretty straightforward. That's all we're seeking to do. And so I can stop there and entertain any questions that folks may have.
So Derek, I'm going to ask you to clarify just a couple things here.
Sure.
I just want to confirm that access to this outdoor seating would be only through the restaurant, or would it be accessed some other way?
Only through the restaurant. You can only access the rear deck through the front of the restaurant. You go through where the other tables are, and you go to the rear of the property where it is, where this outdoor seating is. But yes, through the restaurant.
And you said proposed to be 4 to 5 tables. Could you give us a rough idea of how many people that would be?
As shown on a plan, I think we're talking about 20 people at the most. And again, you know, with outdoor seating, it's seasonal, so it would only be active during the summer months until it got cool or the snow flies. But yeah, I'd say about between 15 and 20 people out there. And again, we're sticking with the current hours of operation, which will end at 10 o'clock.
Okay, so you did answer my next question. So it would be open all the time that the business is open. You're not going to close the back seating early.
That's correct.
Okay. And is there a plan to have piped in music, live music, any kind of additional noise?
There is no plan to have live music. What we're proposing is just a few outdoor speakers. And I know with this, you know, doing music, and I know when we spoke and we had our butters meeting, there were folks in the building that were concerned, and we had talked about maybe even limiting the outdoor music to a certain time. And I know we have to go back because we're committed to going back and speaking with the folks who lived in that building with regard to the noise levels.
Okay.
But we have committed to working with them on doing some noise mitigation and maybe even curbing the hours of the outdoor seating.
Okay. Do you have an like, what is your plan for reaching out to them to do an abutters meeting, individual meetings? Like, what's your?
No, we're going to do individual meetings with the people in the building that live in the residences above. They were the ones, I mean, we had an abutters meeting and they were the ones who expressed, you know, having us reach out to them. They frequent the restaurant all the time. And so we have committed to going back and working with them on noise mitigation if they feel there is noise.
Okay.
Yep.
And then just one or two more, and then I'll let you take
Sure.
questions from the audience, I swear. I understand that it is seasonal. However, this being so close to the building and not like a front walkway, it would be very easy with the easy access to the electricity to add, you know, the heating units. So
Yep.
to extend the life of the deck, is that your plan? That it's because there's a big difference between like Memorial Day to Labor
Yep.
Day and April to like November. So
Yeah, currently there was no plan to do like heat lamps and things like that so that people can, you know, sit out there in the wintertime. But I think that's something, now that you mention it, I'll have to speak with the owners about, but we weren't considering that originally.
And then if you did choose at a later time to add heat lamps, would you have to return to the community, or would this just be something like you could just go ahead and do that?
I think we could just go ahead and do that, but that was something that we would definitely speak with the abutters, the direct abutters, and particularly the people in the building regarding that for sure.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm gonna turn it to Josh, who's gonna check and see if questions have been submitted in the chat.
Yep, I've got a few. So the one is wanting clarification about whether you said legalize the takeout, and if so, could you explain the status of the current takeout operations?
They are operating takeout. We have a temporary to do so until the zoning board of appeals actually confirms it. So what happened before with this property was all of this had gone through zoning originally, but the original applicant, I think he did it himself, didn't include the takeout language in the decision at the board. And so we are coming back just to clarify and confirm the takeout that was not applied for. And I don't think he realized that he had to do that, and it's separate under the zoning code.
Okay, yeah, so it's more of like administrative.
That's correct.
Think, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean,
with
if you go there, you could take your, get a burrito and something and take it out. However, again, it's just an administrative clearing up administratively the wording on the decision of the board.
Very good. And another resident wanted to just say how much we all enjoy having Santa Fe Grill in the neighborhood. One of our family members needs gluten-free food. And they have been super kind and knowledgeable, and have started carrying gluten-free brownies. So
thank you.
Yeah. That's really the extent of everything in the chat. So far.
Okay. Just a few housekeeping things before we break up. I know I said it before, but I will say it again. We will post this information on our website, including the presentation that we'll ask Derek to forward to us. And then next month, we will repeat this presentation so that people have the opportunity to provide feedback or any comments to the business owner. And after that meeting and presentation, there will be a vote online following the same guidelines for this vote that we would, or the same process, I should say, that we would have followed if there was going to be an election this evening. So certainly people are welcome to look into this and learn more about it. Our next meeting will be next month on Monday, October 14th at 7 p.m. on Zoom. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us at board@jeffreyspoint.org. We look forward to hearing from you. And then if you want to see the meeting minutes from this or a previous meeting, you are welcome to join us, or you're welcome to check out our website at www.jeffreyspoint.org. I realized I forgot one of the announcements, and I was asked specifically to include this one, so I am going to do it really quickly. The City of Boston's electric vehicle charging team is holding a virtual open house. It is this is an East Boston focused discussion on the curbside EV charging program, including public-private partnerships and municipal lot charging. They are currently looking for locations across East Boston for level 2 charging and DC fast charging stations. So they are hoping to receive our input and have a conversation with us. That is scheduled for Monday, September 23rd from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. on Zoom. Again, that it is an East Boston focused discussion about EV charging programs. For more information and how to register, please check the boston.gov website and search EV charging. They have contacted us several times wanting to make sure that we post this for them. So I wanted to make sure I did it. As we mentioned earlier, there will be a planning and zoning meeting this month, and we will post information about that on our website. And if you are signed up for our email notifications, you will receive an email notification letting you know the date and the agenda of the meeting. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We know that there are so many more things that you could be doing. Monday Night Football is coming, and yet all of you joined us here this evening to learn more about what's going on in your community, and that is appreciated. Thank you very much. With that, it is 7:57, and I cannot believe I'm going to say the words. That is the end of this meeting. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Derek.
All right,
Bye,
thank you.
Roberto.